Good day. Welcome into First Take exclusively on YouTube. We got Stephen A. Smith, Christopher Mad Dog Russo. I'm Molly Qerim. Let's get it. Starting in New York. Go New York, go New York, go. Stephen A. Your Knicks have won 5 straight since trading for OG Anunoby. New York now is 4th in the East, rising with recent impressive wins over the Sixers and the T-Wolves. Anunoby's been a real game changer for New York, recording a plus 111 plus minus over his 5 games. That is the best through a player's first 5 games with a franchise in the last 25 seasons. SA, are the Knicks a real threat to make the conference championship?
I think they're a threat to make the conference finals. I certainly wouldn't get them to the NBA finals, but it's almost by default to some degree, Doggy. But I'm not going to take credit away from Leon Rose and management for the New York Knicks and some of the deals that they've made. You lose Mitchell Robinson for the season. Obviously, that's a defensive stalwart for you. Isaiah Hartenstein comes in. He's been an energizer bunny from you. His basketball IQ has appeared on top, and so we like that. You acquire LG Anunoby. You trade away R.J. Barrett, who needed to go. He just wasn't a fit with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. He was more of a volume shooter and too sporadic and not dependable enough as a shooter to get in the way of the offensive efficiencies Brunson and Julius Randle are capable of giving you. You acquire a guy in OG Anunoby that elevates their defensive prowess. We know that's necessary come postseason time. He's a big body that can defend 4, at the very least, 4 positions on the basketball court. And if you go small, he can defend all 5 positions on the basketball court. That's how versatile OG Anunoby is defensively, which upgrades the Knicks defensively in a very significant fashion, which is something that Tom Thibodeau would love. Then we take into account what's transpiring in the rest of the Eastern Conference by default. This kid, Jaime Jaquez in Miami, this guy's going to make the all-rookie team. He's very impressive. So considering him with Butler, Bam Adebayo, and those guys, and the fact that they bounced the New York Knicks out, you've got to give them the edge, but it's not like they can't be beat. We look at Milwaukee. Who the hell are they defensively? They appear to be a shell of themselves. They got smoked 4 times in 5 tries against the Indiana Pacers, for crying out loud. They don't seem to be the same team with Adrian Griffin as their coach instead of Mike Budenholzer, who always had them as one of the top-rated defensive teams, okay? So we got to take that into consideration. Then we look at the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, James Harden is gone. You got Maxey. You got Joel Embiid. But who else can you definitively say is going to be relied upon to step up and really do something for you? So Philly is a question mark as well. And they've been struggling as late. I look at it from that perspective, understanding Boston is my favorite. And I say, could we find ourselves in a situation if the New York Knicks can squeeze themselves into a top 3 seed, because they were 7 and now they're 4? Could they get to a top 3 seed and not have to play the Boston Celtics before the conference finals? Could I see the Knicks potentially pulling something off? Yeah.
Leon Rose done a great job with the team. Brunson, of course, was a great signing. He's put a lot of those pieces together. He's made them as good as he could possibly make them without having a huge star on the team. And I don't think he's ever going to get that star necessarily, but he's done a very good job of putting together a roster that's going to win 47, 48 games. They are not a conference finalist. Okay, I'm sorry. Miami's better in a big situation. I know Milwaukee's defense and are erratic, and Indiana did score 1,000,000 points against them. Milwaukee's a better team. I take Giannis and Lillard over anybody in the Knicks. And in a big series, I would take them. I'm still going to take Embiid and Maxey over, say, Randle and Brunson. And obviously, the Celtics are all by themselves. In Miami, we just spent 20 minutes telling you how great Spoelstra is. The Knicks are no better than the 5th-place team in the conference. They should win a first-round playoff series. But do I think the Knicks right now can get out of the semis in the East? I do not. I think the GM's done a tremendous job. I think the franchise is on the right track. But they are still, in push comes to shove, no better than the 5th best team in the conference. So no, they cannot be a conference finalist.
Well, again, I agree with you there. Listen, I think they could be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. What I'm saying to you is that what I'm seeing from the team, like, for example, I'm not saying you're better than Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. What I'm saying is, because of what I see them lacking on the defensive side of the ball, could they potentially get knocked off? Yes. You look at Miami, you didn't go out there and get that primary scorer and what have you. Jimmy Butler's not getting any younger. Jaquez is really impressive. Tyler Hero is balling. Is that going to continue? There are question marks with outside of Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, and Miami. You can make an argument that somebody will get knocked off, which would pave the way for the New York Knicks needing to beat just one of them before you go up against Boston. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can make the argument, because you're basically making the argument, though, Steve, anti the big three instead of pro Knicks. You're
Correct.
saying that the Bucks,
Correct.
Heat, and Philly have issues, and maybe the Knicks can take advantage. I'm
Correct.
looking at this as a Knicks scenario. Have they gotten to a point where I can consider them a conference finalist being better than those
they
three?
need another piece.
And I don't think they can.
They need another piece. They need another piece because before we can say that, but they could still end up in the conference finals because those
With a
other
little
three
luck.
teams I mentioned are having some
Absolutely.
problems. They're having
With a
problems.
But 22 and 15, fourth in the East, not a
done a
bad
nice
spot
job.
to be in. They certainly have.
Beat bad teams.
Yeah, guys, playoffs this weekend. Let's go. We got some exciting schedule here for you with this weekend's wild card round. So the Browns and the Texans kick off the slate on Saturday afternoon, while the Eagles travel to Tampa Bay on Monday night to end what should be an exciting weekend of football. Two wild card teams that have picked up a lot of steam during the stretch here are the Rams and the Joe Flacco-led Browns. So, Mad Dog, which is the more dangerous wild card team?
I think they're both very dangerous. I really do. Remember, the Browns have beaten the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yep.
Flacco will not be intimidated by the Ravens' defense if he gets by Houston. The Rams play the Niners very well. Stafford's won a Super Bowl. I think both are very, very good. I think probably more dangerous, I would say the Rams, only because I think that, basically because of the quarterback. I mean, Flacco is 40-something years old, and Stafford is playing really well.
I don't think he's in his 40s.
Well, late
Flacco.
30s. I mean, he's not young. Let's put it that. He's been out of it for a while, and he's done a great job, but he's only played 5-6 games.
Yeah.
Because of the quarterback, I'd take the Rams being most dangerous, but I think you can make an interesting point that both these teams, not out of the realm, that both of them, it won't happen, but both of them could get to a Super Bowl. Not impossible.
Okay.
Stevie?
I'm going to go with the Browns because Flacco, in his 5 starts, they're 4-1. They've won 4 straight. He's the man. What does he do? He's averaging 323 passing yards. He's flinging that football. He turns 39 years of age, January 16th, if I remember correctly. Amari Cooper is reminding everybody why he was the #1 option at the wide receiver spots. David Njoku can absolutely ball. They can run the football, and they can do some things offensively with Kevin Stefanski as the coach. Now what we really get to is their defense, which is elite. They are elite, and they're the only team in the National Football League that has beaten the 2 #1 seeds, both the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm saying to myself, they've got their work cut out for them. I understand that. I understand that Joe Flacco is prone to throwing interceptions, turning the football over. I get all of that too. But when you have a defense this elite, and you have an offense capable of putting up points, I say they're the most dangerous team to upset and disrupt the 2 #1s meeting in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think it's fair. You can make that case.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think it's fair.
And Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes will be with us tomorrow on First Take. We'll be breaking down all these games. Mad Dog, great to have you with us.
Good to be on. I love you, Stevie. Knock him dead.
Same here.
Thanks
Love
so
you
much
too,
for
man.
watching,
Talk to you
guys.
later.
Be sure to tune in to First Take every weekday on ESPN 10 a.m. Eastern, and be sure to check back here for more exclusive YouTube content. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.